bagging my stuff. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm going to kill you. I'll kill you. I will kill you. For what? For what did I do? I did nothing wrong. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I've done nothing wrong. Let me out.
Unhand me, my love.
I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong.
Lou, just chill. Chill.
I'll kill you all. I've done nothing wrong. Unhand me, my love.
What'd I do? Killed them all, of course.
Guys,
I'd like
that was
to
a
see
powerful video.
Powerful video that a police officer has unearthed of Lou being, I don't even know what, kept in a police car.
Yeah, she was, and she was struggling against the
The
police
law.
and the law and the seatbelt
And herself.
I have to say
her
though,
choices.
it was tough. And to know that we're gearing up to that in New York right now, it's like it makes any special sort of like, hey, Lou's really handling all this really well. It's all for naught because we know what we're barreling towards.
But I keep forgetting because I'm like, Lou's in a great spot.
I know, me too, but she's not. Guys, this is Bitch Sesh.
Yes. Hi, I'm Casey Wilson.
I'm Danielle Schneider, and that was presented to me like a gift from like manna from heaven.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Sunday morning by Claire Mukherjee.
I would love to see it remixed with Robert Durst's Final Confession.
Ooh.
And a little bit of Wow Wow Country. Lou, I'm liking Lou this season. I mean, we'll get to it, but I'm actually liking, she's kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then you're right, we're seeing this behavior.
So it almost is like it will be a race. Like all of this kind of like, I'm handling this well. Like I'm, like I forgive Missy. Like all of that is not real. So that's like, cause I'm like, she's great. Like, she's had some missteps with, the brown face and all of that. There have been some big missteps.
There was another misstep tonight.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
But other
than that, she seems to be doing great.
On the other hand, she seems to be just breezing through this divorce.
But that's, I will say for myself, like the times I'm like, I'm good. Something will, what is it? It comes out sideways or like things will go so wrong.
Yeah. Like it's like you can't hold it in. So you just end up like shitting out your feelings. It's basically
secreting your feelings.
Yeah. You can only hold it for so long.
Yeah.
Before it seeps down your leg and smells of refuse. And that's exactly what happens to Luann in Miami or Palm Beach.
Wow.
What a week.
What a week. Danielle, I had taped this to my bulletin board for you and I totally forgot about it. And I know this happened March 5th.
So some time has
yes,
passed.
but it still's really making me laugh.
Okay.
This is People Magazine's mailbag.
Your favorite reading material.
Oh, it's so fine. It's so fine. Brought to you, initially my attention came to the mailbag by June Diane's friend Kate Grossman from home, who loves the mailbag, and she really turned me onto it. Mm-hmm. Here is what some people have taken pen to paper and sent in letters. I don't know that the mailbag is big on email. I think this is...
I don't know that they have an email address, the mailbag.
This is the cover is Jen's Heartbreak with Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux, the split with Justin. Nancy Winters writes, Jennifer... You are a beautiful, talented, loyal, and loving woman. My relationship advice to you is to find a man, not a boy, when looking for the real thing that lasts. Boys are fun, but a man will respect and honor you in true commitment. Nancy. Now, Claire S. writes, very sad to hear when couples break up. Jen and Justin have their reasons. I wish them both the best.
Well, I mean, to feel it enough to not only think it, but to write it to People Magazine.
And here comes the final one. They never seem to have any problems. I hope they remain friends. Jeremy.
Wow, Jeremy Bold.
Jeremy V. Oh, sorry. I just had to get that off my chest and my heart.
Well, as did Jeremy.
Those people are heroes. They're like, you know what? I will get in the muck and mire. I will get in the details of someone else's life that I don't even know.
I will write someone I don't know. I will put pen to paper.
And I feel like they feel
them.
betrayed too. They're like, they never seem to have problems. Like, not from where I sit. I saw nothing going on.
Yeah, and my associations.
My estimation of those two?
They were fine. They were great. I will say, I do follow Justin Throw on Instagram. And
Really?
yeah, I do. I don't know when I started. But I'll see him like there'll be a dancing emoji every once in a while, and I'm like, maybe not with the dancing emojis right now, Justin.
Well, I'm
like,
going to come in with a defense of a lifetime. You're dead ass wrong. Because when I used to train at this fitness club, we always had the same training spot, and it was only like 4 people in the gym. Yes, him and I. Oh, we had so many laughs over the kettlebells. So many laughs. Oh, it was like, oh, excuse me, you using that up? Go, you got it, girl.
Did you have a relationship?
No, not at all. It was just a very funny, nice rapport. And then I did a reading of the Zoolander 2, which he wrote, and he was lovely.
Okay.
He's a funny guy. I consider him a peer in the comedy world, and what I would like to write to People Magazine, an open letter, is say, hey, they're mismatched. Justin's a comedian. Jennifer's an actress trying to be a comedian.
Whoa. What does Matt McConkey think of these thoughts?
Let him hear it. He'll hear this. He'll hear it tomorrow.
I feel for him tomorrow. Matt, I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're recovering. Call me.
For old headshots day, Matt just posted photos of her.
I saw. He's dedicated in a way that you are not.
He is. I've never heard someone's voice like quiver when I mention her in her, dry eye commercials. Although that has driven me to seek help.
And?
I haven't yet, but...
So that's the one place where you come down on Jennifer's side?
I do, because I do have dry eyes and I wasn't aware of what was going on.
I always felt like it was sort of... I put it in the restless leg syndrome category.
And that's no joke either.
Do you have that as well, Casey?
I do. I've had a lot of restless legs. But like when you have dry eyes, especially in this climate, in this desert climate... But the commercial is the best. She's like, here's something my friends don't know about me. That I have dry eyes.
Everything else I tell them. I told them that time I got fucked up the ass. They know that.
Yeah.
But they don't know about my dry eyes. And that's a tough place to be. That's something
they know about my smart water. They know about my
my divorce from Brad.
Emirates airline. They know about my living proof powder. They know about there's another
Almay.
Yeah.
They know about my what else did she have? She had some sort of like watch like
yes. It was like a chunky watch.
Yeah. But no, they don't know about my dry eye. But isn't dry eye like easily correctable with say
it's not at all.
Casey.
It's not at all.
There's anger in your eyes at me right now.
Once April tried to track me down a little thing called Blink. Didn't do shit. A little
What
drops.
do you do to curb this
Well, that's
terrible...
what I'm saying. Like, I have nowhere to turn now, but, and I've been using Living Proof on my bangs. I mean, and I've got smart water in my fridge. What's happening?
Living Proof?
Living Proof is her hair care line with Chris Millian or Millian.
I didn't even hear of it.
What?
I haven't even heard tale of it.
It's a great dry shampoo.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. If I were hawking these projects for real, this would be so much more seamless than the way they tried to hawk that Nivea cream.
Oh, that Nivea
on New York
was tough.
So terrible.
That was awful. That was the star of this episode, dare I say, the Nivea cream.
I want to see the Nivea come out and do a turn.
I want the Nivea to start dating Tinsley's boyfriend.
Scott comes to like surprise Tinsley and he's like, I'm
here for a little girl named Nivea.
And Dale knits a stocking for Nivea.
Yeah, I know Nivea likes that dog.
Did Nivea used to ask? Okay.
Real quick, we have a few things we need to talk about. Plugs. Guys, we have a tour coming up, and we haven't really talked about it recently because it has felt so far in the future, but we are coming to your town.
I would say most of all our shows are sold out, except, and I hate to put this on you, Danielle, but you begged us to go to South Florida.
I sure did. South Florida, where are my peeps? Where's my family? Now, we have some tickets sold, but we definitely do, but... It's a bigger house, so it might be just...
And I mean, it's like 5 points. Like, get there. There's so many
Miami.
Enclaves.
Hey, where are our people? Where is my family? Where are my friends?
Do you think your mom will come?
Unclear. But guys, if you're in South Florida, don't wait to make these tickets. Don't prove me wrong, I guess is what I'd say. Hey, Tampa... Get your ass down there. It's a short drive.
I need to say this. We had some other options of cities, and we said no. South Florida needs us.
Don't shame me. Don't shame me.
Not in Danielle's backyard.
And to those who have bought tickets, I appreciate you. I love you. You're going to get a good seat.
Guys,
Not a problem.
Look, Chicago sold out. Boston, Philly.
No, I think we have
we're not doing Philly.
We are doing Philly.
Oops. Wherever we're going.
Yes, Philly's almost sold. Boston's almost sold. DC's almost sold. The second show is almost sold out. Guys, you guys are
South
loving
Florida.
it. We will be back. South Florida.
Oh, we'll never be back.
Okay. Embarrassed. Don't do me wrong. Wow. And those of you who have bought tickets, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
Love
much.
You. My family, get on it.
Get on it. Well, shall we bring out our guest?
I love this guest. This guest is family. She's not even a guest. She's a family
Yeah.
member.
And we were going to do the show alone because we just haven't sat in the nook and just got into it in a while. And then this morning I thought, let's get Deanna Cheng in here.
We need
Let's just get her in
her.
here.
You guys, it's so good to be here.
I feel like you haven't been here in a while. Like you've been on our stages, but you haven't been in the Nook.
Yeah,
lately.
it's been a really long time from the Nook, and it's great to sit here. I think the last time I was with you and Matt here.
Matt
without
McConkey,
Casey.
yes.
Yeah.
And you have been to my
and your
house,
house.
and you went to my house.
Right. Yeah.
And you've been doing a lot of slideshows for us that
I
are
sure have.
hilarious.
It's a
Again,
great
South
joy.
Florida, you'll see those. If
Yeah,
you get your ass.
you get your ass to. And Deanna, a big thing happened in your news this week, in your life this week.
Oh, praise G.
You want to tell the people?
Well, we were working on North Korea.
No, not we, you.
You.
And Pete-
Dennis Rodman.
By the way, I just saw before I came here that they're trying to get Trump a Nobel Peace Prize for his work with the Koreas. And I just want to say, that trank has done nothing. It's me. I feel I deserve it.
Let me fill people in.
Okay.
Deanna. So I think, we've joked about it before. And again, I can't say this enough. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
No.
Deanna, let's
Right.
just
I'm
tell some of
sorry.
your comments.
So-
How do we even explain
Here's
this?
the, okay, so just to circle back a little bit, that wasn't the news. So when I have my biggest thing ever, I'm on the show Heathers.
Yes.
Which is so exciting. And when I saw rumblings with Kim Jong-un and Mr. Trump, I got
Don't call
very
him Mr.
sorry.
Trump.
I just did.
Yeah.
I got very nervous because I'm like, well, this sounds like nuclear war, and this sounds like maybe Heathers won't happen. So then I looked around and I said, who do we have here who can deal with this? And I looked and I said, Dennis Rodman. He has a relationship with Trump and he has a relationship with
and at this
Kim
point,
Jong-un.
I will just want you to point out one tweet when you were in this headspace that you wrote about, I didn't lower my debt. You want to hit us with that one? This
was just to, I believe, the
This was
CIA and the
at
Department
CIA.
of Defense.
Yeah.
I just said I didn't, get my debt to zero, whittle my debt to nothing to
Be
get
blown
blown
off
off
the
the
planet.
planet. I just didn't do that. That's not what
That
we're
wasn't
doing.
in the plan.
That's not what I did. Spent all that hard work trying to get that debt down. So here we are. We have no debt and we have a show coming out. And it just was really upsetting to have us all maybe blown away before that happened. Of course.
Now, again, I know people are thinking oh, she's joking. You really care about your husband and your family more than the show. But
Right. No, the show is the thing that I was really most concerned about.
We found these tweets
and Instagram comments
on
man's.
Deanna did not tell us about this. She had gone rogue completely, and then lovely Shira Kasp-Weiss alerted us to their presence in the Twitter sphere.
Deanna, you apparently felt that one man and one man alone could bridge the gap.
Right.
And keep us from getting blown off the face of the earth. Who is that man?
Dennis Rodman. Can I help you? How can I help you, ladies? I mean, that's our only hope. That was our only hope. And by the way, where are we today?
I know. When we found out that Trump was meeting with the North Korean leaders, Deanna texted us and said, I did it.
Because you have been supporting Dennis Rodman because of that documentary that shows that he and Kim Jong-un are dear friends.
Right.
He's the only American that...
He happens to be friends with both of them. And that's a very unique position to be in. And I think crazy plus crazy, and then you add in some crazy, equalizes things.
Okay, I just pulled up Dennis Rodman's Instagram because you've commented so many times. Of course, I just see... Dennis Rodman's thoughts on March for Our Lives, liked by Deanna Cheng, which is great. But you are really in there.
His feed.
Okay,
just been
here's
supporting him.
Deanna Cheng. Oh my God. Okay, I have not even seen this. Okay, this is a Picture of Kim Jong-un that he has posted with a hat, a MAGA hat, Make America Fucking Great Again. Dennis Rodman writes, hoping for this after my 2 friends and leaders meet next month. Hashtag peace, hashtag love, hashtag not war, hashtag diplomacy. Deanna Cheng writes, oh, wow. Okay. This is evoking a lot of feelings. Question. Have you booked a flight to North Korea? We need you at that table. Hashtag counting on you. American flag emoji.
It's so strange to hear it back, I've got to say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to like see your work.
Right. It read back.
Presented
It
back
does
to
hit
you.
in a different way. But you know what? I've been sitting here for the last year or so, and I've been supporting Dennis, and we're in a different position right now. And Heather's is now coming out July 10th.
So it's all-
everything's working. We got a date. It's July 10th.
Amazing.
Yay.
So we're all excited for both of these things.
Yeah.
Both peace with North Korea and the debut of
And I see that you did connect with Dennis to thank him for if he did any work, which is Dennis posts a picture of him at Coachella. He says, whoever finds me at Coachella this weekend gets a free iPhone. You write, we did it! Fist bump. Great work on NK! Exclamation point. I love that you can't spell that out. Hashtag American flag. Hashtag counted on you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
you're
Dee.
welcome.
And if anybody wants to thank Dee for her service, I think that would be a right time, you know.
Yeah. And go
Hashtag-
through those because there's about 10 more comments that are equally insane.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We did it. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. If you're listening.
Should we take
Well, a couple times you asked Dennis to reply.
He
You
hasn't.
said please reply.
To be
Yeah.
clear, he hasn't.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But he has he?
I wonder if we could get to him through this podcast and just say thanks.
No.
If anyone knows him, just say,
Tell him-
you got a little follower named Deanna M. Cheng.
And he probably has seen me in his, I feel like he's aware, but he hasn't felt, it's like he knows that I am the wind beneath his wings, and we just leave it at that.
Right, like you don't even need him to acknowledge you. You're not looking for that.
I'm
You're
not.
looking not to be blown off the earth.
That's
no,
right.
most diplomacy takes place behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be this shining star in this.
I really don't.
And I love that your tactic to get Dennis to possibly end nuclear war was to just build him up. Like
That's right.
one time he said, like, I've been sober for 90 days. And you said, great work, Dennis. We need your head to be clear for the talks.
I love that you have them committed to memory.
Because
she's
they're-
no
You have
longer looking at her
memorized
phone.
Guys, they're my
your favorite lyrics.
They are to the people mailbag. They are the people mailbag of Instagram
Wow,
comments.
thank you so much.
Welcome. You are Jeremy V, Claire S, and Nancy
All rolled
W.
into
all in one.
Beautiful.
All in one. Should we take a little break and then get to the housewives?
Please. Well,
Housewife?
Housewives. Whew, we have
Thank
a
God.
lot to cover this week.
so first up, I want to make a little announcement, which is that I think Danielle and I have been remiss in terms of One City. I think we dismissed it early on because I don't think there was that much tension and drama. And so then we kind of took off last season, but then we realized, you know what, we cover the housewives, good and bad. I hate New Jersey, and I watched it last season.
You did.
And we want to give Potomac a chance and bring it back to the
And
table.
it also it piqued my interest in what I saw last week, because I ended up watching last week, even though we didn't really have the time in our live show to necessarily cover all the cities, including Southern Charm. We did.
I'm ready to let Southern Charm season 3 go.
Yeah, it's not that interesting thus far. Craig
And
is
I
still
guess
sewing. Who cares?
I know, and I feel like, you know what, if Bravo's giving this a 3rd season, I got to get my eyes on this.
So we have delved in, so that will be something we're covering. Do we want to get
Yeah,
right
let's
in
get
right
into
now?
I mean, there's a lot of women on this show.
Yes.
There's
And
like 8 regulars.
And they're
9?
beautiful. We are
yeah.
getting some gorgeous women.
We really are. I mean, but we still have our regulars. Of course, we remember Karen, Ashley, Giselle. We've got some new gals.
But then there's Candace, who I can't take my eyes off of.
Monique Samuels.
Ooh, I liked her. I like them both. I'm not a fan
Charisse
of.
is back.
Yes.
I've never been a big fan of Charisse.
I've never been a big fan of Robin.
Oh, I like Rob.
Oh, I'm not that.
I find her very awkward and rough around the edges, but I do connect with her.
I do too. I love Robin. And
Yeah.
it made me cry.
She did make me cry when she said that her gas had been turned off.
And in the same breath, you then don't like her. That's rough.
Look, I wrote down that I didn't like her, and then I heard the gas story. So but
then
I
you
have to
said-
be true. But then I'm like, I feel sorry for her, but it doesn't mean she's an awful she's not nice.
Really?
Again, like she just didn't do anything for me. I didn't like the way that she treated. Again, I think I'm coming out for Candace right now, and I thought she was rude to Candace.
Okay, but when, I know this is towards the end, but when I believe it was Candace who was talking about her husband's penis.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
Candace.
the brown penis.
When she said, basically like, I knew this question was coming from all of you, you know?
Yes.
And then Robin goes, she was like, I don't think that question was coming. And I laughed so hard. Because I mean,
But I felt like that they weren't there to like her no matter what. They didn't give her a chance, and I felt like Robin especially.
I mean, how many times can this woman talk about, she's with this white guy. How many times can she talk about his dick? She's literally brought it up a million times.
I know.
She's like, all right, I'll tell you. She's like, brown dick, pink tip. I'm like,
I know.
oh.
Tough. It was tough to hear about his dick that many times.
he's like, again? We're talking about again? And then like,
he
ran
was not cute at all.
kind of enjoyed his personality, though. I thought he was,
He didn't bring napkins.
well, that was a fail.
That was tough.
And he owns a restaurant. You don't bring napkins and you own a restaurant. Come on.
I liked that he said he lives just off King Street in Old Town, which is where my father's office is and where I grew up. So that was just nice to hear that.
to hear streets, you know.
Basically.
Karen gives me I love Karen. She gives me a laugh. She gives me something to look at. I liked her relationship with her daughter.
Yes, Raven is very cute. Raven and Karen to me are kind of like Vicky and Brianna. It's like the daughter's got it together and is so sweet and cute, and the mom is just like not great.
Yeah. Karen, when she was like messing with her, when her wig was falling off. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
we were
it was
having a
good.
great old time.
was
watching.
good.
Although I like Monique Samuels. She's new. And
Yes.
of course, her daughter's name is Milani. I feel like there's not a housewife that doesn't have a Milan in their
Yeah.
child's name. Like, I just feel like she's gorgeous. And I looked up her website. So she has this website called Not for Lazy Moms. Guys, I got some info off it.
What did you get?
It's just like a blog, like, you know, posts about how to be efficient as a mom, how to, you know, just like a mom blog. I was like, is this the first product, I put in quotes, that a housewife has brought us that I'm interested
that you're interested in. Well, she does have that ginger drink for her kids' colds.
That's coming.
Is that coming? Okay, sorry.
She's the super rich one, right?
Yes, that house was huge. Now, can we talk about the fact that they called this bubble soccer a more nuanced version of soccer? Did anyone hear that?
Yeah, I wanted in that bubble. That looked like a blast to me.
It does, but not in the heat, not in the summer heat of DC. That looks like a...
Certainly not without lunch ready and prepared afterwards,
Yeah.
but I did think it looked like a great time.
I thought it looked really fun too.
yeah.
I would die in one of those. I would be bowled over so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like Ashley, you know, is still engaged to this guy who's such a dick.
Oh,
and
he's the
granted,
worst.
her mom, something like terrible is going on. And I know if someone's addicted, like you can't enable people. But the way he was like, you better fix this problem with your mom and like stop giving her money. Did you tell her you're not giving her anything? And I'm like, and she's like crying and shaking and saying like, I did try to tell her. I'm like, this guy's such an asshole.
Yeah. She could do a million trillion times better.
I know.
She's beautiful. I like her
the
personality.
men on this show are not impressive to me at this point.
What about Giselle's new guy, though? I think they are really cute together.
I didn't get that many. I didn't get enough looks at him.
I did feel like Giselle's so gorgeous. I feel like she could do a little
Well,
better.
I think he is not nearly as attractive as she is, but I liked him. I think he is like bringing the right energy.
And I'm
for her.
excited for her.
She's unbelievable looking.
Yeah, she is.
What
really
was
is.
she wearing to the bubble soccer? It was like a workout, like a Lululemon, and then like a leather bolero top. It's a lot of looks.
I like when she
lot
went
of
to
looks.
yoga with Candace. And again, Candace was, you know, talking about her husband or her boyfriend's dick. And then Candace said to Giselle, Chris turns into a brown man when he's drinking. And Giselle just takes a beat and goes, isn't that offensive? Candace goes, no. And then Giselle goes, I mean, to brown people.
Yeah.
And then Candace just was like, thought about that, like for the first time, like,
Something to roll around in the
Yeah,
noggin.
she's very fresh. She's like a brand new soul.
Yeah,
you know, like she doesn't
yeah.
have anything. She's just so seeing the two of them together. You're like, oh wow, Giselle's she's older, you know, because it was such a stark difference. Like she's lived. This one is fresh.
No, I hear that. Oh, Candace's mom pays for her house.
I just was saying that it's tough and Candace is like, yeah, my mom pays half my mortgage. Yeah. Like, no problem.
And then someone says, well, what else does she pay for? And she's like, a lot of stuff.
I know. And then they're like what? And she starts detailing. And I like when Karen leaned down the table and was
I
like,
love
stop
that.
answering these women. You don't need to get into your finances with them. She was like, well, she bought the house. We share it. She's like, she chips in on this and that. It was like,
Yeah.
They were like, who pays the other half? Your husband? She was like, well, I mean,
she's like, yes and no. She's like, that dick doesn't pay for too much.
And Karen was just like, stop answering. Also, speaking of Karen, for an elder woman, has a hot bod. Did everyone see her?
she's only in her 50s.
Yeah,
What?
Danielle. I was like, elder woman. I feel like she's young compared to some other women, other franchises.
She's got about a decade on me. Like, she's not, like, I would hope she's not that old.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her
Sorry.
breasts are definitely like runneth over in some of her testimonial looks. But
I thought she was older than that. I don't know what made me think that.
I think she said it in this episode that she was like 50 something.
I just felt like I didn't know she was that young.
yeah.
Interesting.
Look, you remember when I eyeballed Camille Grammer and I was 20 years off?
You said 63?
Wasn't great. I
thought Karen was a bit older.
and that's,
She still has a great body, but I just was like,
yeah.
Yeah, you have to recalibrate.
I'm basically Karen's age.
I'd like to go to a carnival and put all the housewives on that, like, guess your age.
Yeah.
What is that? That's mean.
No, but with all the plastic surgery, it's a good game, you know.
A lot of them are aging backwards.
Ramona is literally
Kyle Richards in the reunion.
Oh
Yes.
my God. What in the heck?
She is.
Shall we have so many shows. Shall we transition to Beverly Hills?
Yes,
Great.
please.
Oh boy. That
Kyle's
was a doozy.
skin is looking unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I have the question. Do you think she had a nose job?
No, she got her teeth done.
Okay.
That's what she said in her Instagram.
Okay.
Are they capped?
Unclear.
Okay.
She looked great.
She looked great.
Yeah.
With that haircut.
The
She looked
haircut,
fresh.
yeah.
I was happy for Kyle in the sense that, like, other reunions, I have such memories seared in my brain of her screaming at her sister, hysterically crying, like the darkness between that relationship. And yes, was she robbed of $1 million? Yeah, but that felt light and breezy.
Oh, yeah. I
That
think
felt
that's
fun.
easier than what she has gone through with her sister.
I was like, I like this storyline
for sure.
for Kyle. And I actually, I kind of like teared up, that she lost things that her mom had
That's terrible.
given her. But guys, if you have a second or if you have not seen the episode, please go back. When they're talking about the theft from Kyle, they pull into this wide shot and Erica Jane is listening. And everyone's like, oh, Kyle, like that's so sad, And Erica Jane is staring off defiantly and angrily into the other direction. As though I felt like she wanted to scream, like, it's just fucking stuff, bitch. Like, I could just feel that coming off of her. Like, she was mad that Kyle was upset that she lost $1 million worth of things and that someone invaded her home.
I did not.
How could you be?
Look, I could have used Kyle to say one phrase like it is just stuff. I could have used that phrase.
Not when it's not when
Not
you've lost
that
your
stuff.
mother's
Not that
jewelry, and that's not just stuff. I mean, really and truly.
I mean, just the bags.
I mean, but that's terrible to lose. I don't have those bags. I've
Does
lost them and
anybody?
I don't even have them.
I lost them before
I'm sad for their death that I didn't have.
Yes.
Like, I'm sad for their
I'm
loss.
in mourning for them at all times. The bags I do not have. No, I think that Erica really... Okay, the first episode of the reunion, she mentioned a migraine. I tried to put this whole thing, like, why is she being such an animal?
Was so nasty.
She was the worst. I mean, she is not that nasty on the show.
No.
She's fun. She has like a
She
a
seemed to
broad-
not have a sense of humor at the reunion, and I was shocked by that because, like, again, on the show, I'm not saying she doesn't snap and can't,
Right, of
but
course.
she has a sense of humor about it all. And with Andy, with everybody, she just didn't seem to have a sense of humor on the reunion, and I was shocked.
Yeah,
because
I
I was
mean-
like, she usually laughs at herself a bit more, and I wasn't seeing a lot of that.
And I thought it was weird because she did get heat this season for her for the way she treated Teddy. That she wouldn't come with a lighter energy and try to like redeem herself.
Or
Like,
just say, like, sorry, we had our differences. I feel like Dorit was handing out apologies, like, They were nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
she
Dorit
was.
hands out Ramona apologies.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah,
if I say it, I'm sorry. It'll
She's
go
like,
away.
I'm
but
sorry,
it comes
next
back.
one. And she's
Yeah.
moving right on. Someone on Twitter tweeted me about Erica, and she was like, I don't get Erica at this reunion. She's so unnecessarily contentious and
Yes.
rude.
It was
Something
strange.
happened. Could it have just been migraine? I mean, I don't get them. No.
I can't file it just under migraine.
Okay.
Maybe period. We had that issue before
Right,
too.
right.
Maybe a combo of the
Period
two.
migraine situation.
Combo
We've all
platter.
been there, but still to not give us some sort of joy, some sort of like self. Like she's always
Okay.
like whatever. Like even when Andy was like, yeah, I heard you spend $40,000. Like I wanted her to say, well, sweetie, it takes a lot to look this good. This is it. Like, but she was like, yeah, who cares? Like it felt so
She's like,
strong and
some people
angry.
spend just $1 million a
like,
year.
Yeah, I wrote it
That's
down.
huge.
She's like, I know people who spend a lot more, 90, 100. I spend a quarter of that. So Andy's like, point blank, is Erica Jane bringing in this money right now? And she said yes, but
Can't
guys,
believe that. 40K a month.
40K a month.
Nah, son. You ain't bringing in 40K a month.
That's
Like,
a lot of money.
I mean, if we add book and is it possible?
But not always. The book wasn't there then. She just,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, I don't know. That's a lot
That's
of
a
Big
lot.
nut.
That's
Yeah.
a big nut. I have two theories about Erica right now. One is that I feel like she's given up the charade of being friends with the women, and she literally only brightened when Lisa Rinna was talking. Like if Lisa was talking, she would genuinely have a laugh and defend her. I was like, she hates Kyle. She's turned on her big time. I think she's just like, fuck these women. She's frivolous. She's not. This is her talking. I feel like she's like, she's not interesting. She's not smart.
Wow.
The other thing that I do identify with Erica, and I don't know if this is, for people who have gone through things can identify with this and or Scorpios, but she abhors helplessness. And so when she sees it, she's like, buck up or fucking shut up.
I get
and
that.
I get that anger that runs through me when I see someone's like, but how do I, but what should I, but I'm like, shut the
get that.
fuck up and get yourself handled. And I felt that rage coursing through me with Teddy.
Right.
Like, shut
Right,
the
right,
fuck
right.
up. Stop whining.
I get it with Teddy and her. I have a harder time with her and Kyle having a beef and her and Lisa.
I'm positing this.
No. But you guys were with her. Did you feel, you sat in a room with her.
I thought she had a great sense of humor.
Did you feel she had turned on the other housewives at that time?
No, I didn't. Casey.
I did.
You did.
You did? Why didn't you tell me?
I thought it was implied.
Does she want off?
No, and none of this was said. It was just like the vibe I was getting.
That's what I'm asking for. Vibe.
Yeah, we can only go on vibes.
Did I not feel it? Was I not interested in it? My father-in-law once said to me that I don't notice things.
Such a blanket statement.
R.I.P. for my father.
I mean,
But
that's
he wasn't
like,
wrong. He wasn't
wow.
wrong, guys.
Wow,
dark.
that's hard to move on from.
Yeah, we did, but
It seems like you have.
no, I have. It made me laugh. Again, I am a person that when someone says it to me, I laughed hysterically. I thought it was funny because I had not.
You're like, I didn't notice he was being rude.
Again, R.I.P. But yes, he said that, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't notice things, and clearly I don't.
You know
No,
what?
that's
Feedback
just all-
is a gift. You know what I mean?
Well, you feel that way. I have trouble with feedback. You love
Yeah.
feedback.
Feedback is a gift.
If
I want you to know
feedback
that,
makes
Casey.
me laugh, it's a gift. If someone says something cutting and it makes me laugh, I will laugh. But if it's just mean and not funny, then fuck off.
Well, yeah, you always have to assume positive intent,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
Can you just bring us in on some of these other tips and where you learned them from?
Oh, no, I can't.
Okay.
But some people listening will know, probably.
Okay, great.
Because they have
well,
the
you
same
have
ones.
an outlook on feedback.
Yeah, it is a gift. If you think of it that way, you will do better with feedback.
I guess you always say you like fearless feedback. Because the fearless part, I don't want people to feel
No,
fearless
I don't
when they
either.
give me feedback. I'm happy for them to feel
Scared.
constructive.
I don't like notes. I don't like any of this stuff. But again, if it's funny,
Okay.
If you're cutting me down or if you're saying something bad about me and it's funny, I will. It makes
That's
me
not
laugh.
the only delivery system for feedback,
No,
though.
that's the only one I wanted in though.
And I don't
Okay.
feel like
Only
it
one.
comes in that package often.
No,
like
that's
someone's
why-
like,
Right.
listen, you got to work on this, and then they slip on a banana peel. That's the
I just
dumbest
mean
thing
they
I
have
ever
to
said.
they just have to like say it in a way that
with a little sugar.
with some sugar or with some I don't know, something in the delivery that makes
Yeah.
me laugh. Like then I'll take it. Like I've definitely had even Twitter commenters where I'm like, don't say whatever you gotta say.
No,
like,
that's true.
but
That's
if you
true.
make me laugh, and again, guys, please don't. But
Yeah, by the
will
way, I
laugh.
want no
Yeah,
feedback
I want
on this
none,
episode.
but I will laugh. I will laugh.
Yeah, I want feedback except from anyone on Twitter.
One thing that happened this episode was we got Camille. And I gotta
fast-forwarded
say,
through her
she
first
was
segment.
feeling herself in a way that I have not seen since first season, and it was deplorable.
Preach.
It was disgusting. And it reminded me why I hated Camille and why I never need to see her back on the show. Gross.
I agree. And I really like that they're filming the fringes now. It's like we're not just getting ready. We're in elevators. We're in bathrooms.
So you like that.
Dressing rooms
Love
eating a sexy salad.
We're
See,
in curlers
I
and
have
robes.
like a totally different feeling about it. I
Really?
feel like I have invested a lot in this network, right? I mean, we all have. Fair to say?
We might as well be investors.
You know, do not waste my time with filler, elevator filler, conversation filler,
but
salad
do they not
filler.
think it's filler? I think they must think it's
I
of
think
importance.
it's so substantive,
Nope.
these moments.
No, this is they are trying to squeeze. They're giving us 3 episodes, which we don't need. I don't need a canned scene between Dorit and
See, to me, it's like
Camille.
watching a team go in the locker room and having the coach huddle them up. I'd be interested in what goes on behind closed doors.
if it's real. Like when Andy's like, you know, when the girl comes out and she says, I need Andy and a camera.
Yeah.
Great, I'm there.
Right, like
Yes.
when it's Atlanta and Andy's like, touch it up and get the fuck back out there.
Yes.
That's what I need.
Okay, that's what I was making
You felt
sure.
these scenes were performed and that they
Yes.
didn't give us anything of substance.
It's like, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. That's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like the Camille, you're right. The Camille Dorit.
Come on.
Little.
Oh, I hated that. And I felt, I hate Dorit. I mean, not Dorit. I
Sure.
still,
That's,
I'm okay on Dorit.
Oh.
Camille
yeah.
is the fucking
Ooh,
worst.
I love it.
And you don't. And Camille, even though Erica wasn't totally on her game, you do not come for Erica.
She goes, it's too bad.
Camille.
She's like, it's too bad Erica left the beach house. I was like, whoa. She's got balls. Camille reminds me of an old school woman who's like, you know what? When I'm engaged or married, I can say whatever the fuck I want. I got the protection of a man. It's like, and then when she wasn't
Maybe you're
engaged, she was
right.
like, I got to step down. I got to stand down. I have no one to. It's like, that's how my like great grandma probably thought.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's protected. She's married.
Yes.
And then she was unprotected for a while, and now she has the protection of a man.
And I don't need to see her giggling sexually. Like, I'm so glad the ball gag made the clubhouse.
Oh, she was truly titillated. Truly, like, it was just like, I win. The ball gag made like, ugh.
You know who I really thought stepped up in the reunion was Vanderpump.
okay.
When she took Dorit to task for the whole glass thing with Teddy, and she said, yes, but she said, Dorit, you've incurred this wrath from the audience. And don't you want to like change your stance? Like, don't you see now that everyone hates you? And Dorit goes, I will not take that. She was like, no. And Lisa's like, you could have handled this differently. Like she
Right.
checked her.
That was nice.
No, it was nice to watch happen.
Did you guys, I know we went through Erica, but even when Dorit was complimenting her and thanking her for being there for the performance, Erica looked annoyed and aggravated with the compliment.
Something
Like
was going
something
on.
was very odd.
I feel, and I don't want to say this,
Say
I
it.
hope Erica doesn't go the way of Bethany, which is like, I'm now above the show.
It's either there's a couple things that could be happening. That's one of them where she is like, I'm better than everything here and I've risen above it.
Period monster.
Period, migraine monster. Just basic functions not working.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah, we've all been there.
and her ponytail, I Dream of Ginny ponytail was so amazing. It could have been too tight. Migraine, ponytail too tight.
Wow, we are really giving her some excuses.
You know,
we are really-
period, monster period.
We don't want her to have been wrong, so we are making excuses.
Well, I mean, I think, or she like wants off the show. Those were the three things. No,
definitely not it.
which she's not.
I think she feels she's feeling her feedback from the fans, which is so strong, and her book sale. And I think she's just kind of like, I don't need to play down with these women, like play in their little sandbox.
Wow, because I have seen nothing but like hate online.
I felt
for her.
disdain. What?
Yeah, people are pissed. There's not one friendly comment about her from this reunion.
well, as Andy said to Kim,
I just mean during the season. I feel like she was high
she
on
was
her
great
own.
at the season.
Yeah, but people were annoyed. Like, that Teddy, people like, and they feel.
Don't understand.
I know, but they
understand
like
it.
her, and they feel that Erica was being really mean, girl.
I agree. The way Erica treated her is terrible, but I feel like Teddy acts like she's this even-keeled, grounded person, but she's a mess of insecurity. Yes. And that's where I'm just like, no, but you're trying to play like, I just want to tell everyone my side. And it's like, you're a mess.
Yeah, I'm not interested in
And
Teddy.
I do
Teddy has
feel like
nothing for
she's
me.
right, but right doesn't mean you're not annoying. And I do feel, and I'm so sorry, but no one will think this is them. Okay. That's the real problem, that boring people don't know how much airspace they should take up with each group.
I think now that's
is not a calculation.
That's
not a calculation a boring person makes.
If someone ever said that to me, I would bury myself in the ground.
Yeah.
Well, let me
and
give
hope
an
to
example.
die.
If you hear yourself telling someone a story that they were not at and you back it up to like, when was it? And then you get caught up in a detail nobody cares about, say to yourself, I don't even know what to say to yourself. Just stop talking and accept your,
just walk away,
your
really.
state.
But have you yourself, and I know that I have, heard my own voice and asked myself, am I that person?
Because I've never listened to this podcast.
No, I don't mean like as you're speaking.
All the time.
Like been like, everybody hates me here.
I've second guessed.
No.
I've cut 20 things I've just said from this podcast. I second guess every moment, and I resent people who don't.
Yes, that is the way we should
Or
all
who
live
just
our
don't
lives.
give us anything. And I certainly don't need you on The Housewives.
No, I could believe me. I'm not here for Teddy. I'm ready to let her go.
Unfortunately, the general public, I believe, is.
Well, you know what? They're wrong, and I'm sorry that they don't
I
have
agree
the
with
taste
you.
that I have.
I mean, people have disagreed with me for years. You know, no one likes Kenya. I do.
Don't like
And
her.
I like Dorit, and I know that is a very
Now,
unpopular
Danielle,
opinion.
Come on,
Danielle.
don't say something silly.
I'm
like
not
that.
saying something
That's
silly. No,
talk.
it isn't.
Are
No,
you
it
just trying to be
isn't.
inflammatory?
Yeah.
Am I ever inflammatory? Do you think that that's a part of who I am?
Are
as a
you
person?
trying to have your own Kenya? Is this
No,
what's happening right now?
I believe this. I am not saying I want to hang out with Dorit. I like her for
for
the show.
For the show.
And I like to
Fine.
look at her. And
I
I've said that
do
many
love
times.
the way her hair is the same length as her earrings in the reunion.
That is exactly what I prayed to look like when I was 8 years old.
Don't we all?
I was like, that dress, the drapey, purpley, like Xanadu dress with, oh my God, I love
That
it.
beachy hair.
So good.
I really liked when they got into the brass tacks about like, would Dorit have gone out of pocket for hair and makeup? I was like, these are the dirty details.
Yes.
These are like the shit like a B-level actress like myself fucking gets into.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
they're like, well, they'll give you this and that for hair and makeup. It's like, fuck it, I'll supplement it because it's worth this, it's that, it's this.
Yes.
And I was like, wow. And Erica's like, yeah, because you would have gone out of pocket. And Dorit's
know,
like,
that was
thank
fun.
you, I
Yeah.
would have.
She would have.
I enjoyed that entire conversation.
And
was
then
good. That
Kyle
was good.
popping up to say she just thought it was her hands and her décolletage. I think Vanderpump was wrong on that one.
I do too.
But Dorit was an ungrateful
But
little
no,
brat.
but the way that Vanderpump approached it and just said, "Oh, we've cut it," with like as opposed to like, "Hey, look, I know you weren't happy. This is how it." He was unhappy with the way you spoke, so we're gonna cut it.
But by
like
the
having
way,
a conversation about it,
that-
even on the show, but having a conversation on the show, as opposed to surprising her with that information. Great drama, but not a good human being that does that.
But Vanderpump was very transparent about it. She was like, Dorit wronged me. I will be taking her out of this magazine.
She didn't tell Dorit.
No, I
But
know.
Dorit was such a brat at the shoot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, to put it on this artistic director, it was Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't that tiny little man.
She's like, I defer to him. Who is that guy?
Yeah,
come on
that guy comes from money. His dad ran a magazine. This guy is, I mean, I'm guessing.
Right.
He was
I like that you gave him that backstory.
I've just decided he's just all of this about him.
I feel like now that I'm into Vanderpump, I'm liking Lisa so much more now. But I do feel like on Housewives, she's like, On Vanderpump, I feel like she's our like loving but firm teacher.
Yes.
And then I'm seeing her on Real Housewives, just like when you see your teacher in a strip club and you're like, what's happening? I don't want to go behind that.
Yes.
That curtain, but I just love both sides of her now. I feel like I'm getting the more complete picture.
But sometimes when I watch her and Ken on Vanderpump, I'm like, what are these two people doing talking about these kids and involved in their drama? Like, it makes me sad, but I just
she's so invested.
She is, and Ken's like, what's Jax up to?
when Ken was fondling that dog's penis, basically, like when he lifted up Jiggy and was like massaging his penis.
Oh dear.
Sorry. Ken always looks like he's sitting on a settee. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Is that a settee? When he's like in a regular chair, he's laid back like it's a lounger.
Yes, it's so strange. But don't you think it's so good? It's like, what's Lala up to?
Yeah, Ken is
He's like, here's some money, James, for see you next Tuesday.
I legit felt like it was 20 singles. Like I'm like, this doesn't feel.
And he's like, there's a lot of money there.
So strange to me that like they're so invested.
What's Schwartz up to?
You can go through all the names. I'm so happy.
Is Shayna still involved with her boyfriend?
So
I think it's a good relationship for Shayna.
Dossie's podcast coming. This isn't even Ken's voice.
So Jax bought Brittany boobs.
stupid.
What they don't ever say is, where's our son Max?
Never, not once.
Max was at the Tom Tom soft opening. You know what, David? You didn't see him, guys.
No, I didn't.
I didn't
catch
see him
the
either.
eye.
I didn't catch the eye. Well, what did your father-in-law say? You don't notice things.
He didn't catch the eye.
Yeah.
He did catch my eye.
Happy for
And
him.
I think if you
Was he
see
made to
him,
bartend?
guys, if you see him,
Tough.
it's quite tough, actually. In terms of the Tom Tom soft opening in like amidst rubble,
Yeah.
I felt like David was saying, kind of made up this phrase. He says he made it up, maybe he didn't, but like people who have fake hustle, which is Tom and Tom. It's like there's a nice machine and there's all this stuff, but it's like they don't work, they don't do shit, but they're make everything seem like they're doing so much, and it was just kind of a bummer.
I will. Again, I get so caught up in these people's dramas, though, that like when Lisa was like, actually, you did do something good. I was like, I teared up.
You teared up
And
when
I
they made
hate
those
Tom
melon
Tom.
balls?
Yeah, I sure did.
They made those ice
Ice
melon
balls.
balls.
I know. Like no one's ever put alcohol to ice before.
No, that is, you know what?
It did
Thank
look
you.
good.
It looked refreshing.
I
as
thought
hell.
the outfits, the costumes looked terrible that he picked.
Yeah. And here's a question. And he wore that like weird like Adidas like soccer sandal, that one Tom Schwartz. Oof. Now, did Brittany go home with a guy that she met at the In-N-Out?
Huh?
Is that
I'd like to think so.
Did that happen on the episode or is
No,
this
it's just
after?
spoken of.
Oh. She's so pretty.
Oh,
She's really a beauty.
I'm taken with her.
Yeah, she's lovely.
She's just one of those people, the opposite of what I was ranting about, like a mad woman before.
Right.
You just would want to be around her. She's a bright light. She's magnetic.
You know who's the darkest of the dark? Who is a black hole of energy?
Ariana.
Oh.
Stassi's fucking boyfriend.
Okay, I'm dropping my phone. Patrick is such a fucking asshole.
He's the worst person that's ever been on the show ever.
Wait, you guys know that like my friend had dealings with him about 6 years ago.
What? Who is this guy?
He has a show on Sirius called Cocktails with Patrick. It's a Cosmo show on Sirius where he gives advice.
That guy gives advice?
Yes, ma'ams, he does.
About what? Is it in that like way of
Relationship.
like, bitch, get it to get like the way he was like, I like watching you walk away. Like it was such a gross move to say that to Lisa, like to
Oh my
get
God.
power over her.
But it was not in a jokey way. He's like, yeah, walk away. I like to look at your ass.
Like
I
it was
like,
so gross and
It was crazy.
threatening.
she should have got Ken over there. He's probably like, Lisa.
He would be like, Lisa, protect me.
He was looking at your
He can't even get bum out. He's asleep.
He couldn't get up.
But that man is evil incarnate. I hate him.
I hate
so
him
much.
more than I've almost ever hated PK.
Me too. More than I hated Jim Bellino.
Yeah, he's up there more than Jim Marchese.
Well, I had heard so many terrible things about this man, but his public persona was sort of beloved.
By who?
By the listeners, I guess. And
Women telling us people of Teddy, people of Patrick. Who are these people?
You know what, guys? Trust and believe.
Do you have your ear to the ground?
I'm so sorry. Did I solve the North Korea-South Korea crisis or not? Because if I did, then just listen.
did.
I know a couple
did.
things. They're not the things that everybody else knows. They're different things, you know?
Go ahead.
But yeah, and apparently was like a complete friggin' asshole. And I'm like, wow, then here he is on national television presenting himself.
Showing his colors.
Yeah.
And for Stassi, who had taken all that Xanax, I've never seen someone so like pilled out and
Zoinked.
slurring.
Yeah.
She couldn't even put a thought together.
No, she couldn't. The
But
fact that
she has to literally drug herself so that she doesn't say something slightly inflammatory. That they're in an absolutely abusive relationship.
It is awful.
kinda
I
feel
feel
bad
like
for
we've
her.
all had a shade of that
100%.
relationship.
Yeah, of course.
And to see it in its fullest potential is just like, oh my God, it's
I
so
wonder
upsetting.
if she saw that and saw how bad it looked.
She already
did.
made excuses for him. She's like, we both just have dry personality.
No.
I mean, for him to say what he said to Lisa
Multiple times.
and then Lisa goes and they're sitting there in silence, and you think Stassi's going to be like, I really can't, I'm so, like, how could you have said that to my mentor, my boss, and my friend? And she was like, I'm so sorry.
The fact that she apologized to him, I gasped.
It was wild.
Also, we were not used to seeing Stassi. What did I say?
None of their, it should be Stacy, Jack, and friggin' something else. There's another one with a name. Oh, Shayna.
Yeah,
It
yes.
should be, what's her name?
Sheena.
Okay.
Sheena Shea.
So
Sheena
Shayna,
Shea.
Jack, and
Stacy.
Stacy. Well, I will say also the saddest thing was when Lisa left, Stassi literally says, please, if you do decide to break up with me, can it not be over tonight? Please, please.
Girls, please don't ever do this.
Now, this might be a nice segue.
Yeah, we saw
To
some
another
other.
gal about town. Let's take a little break and we'll get to Tins. We're back.
Guys, I have come to feel for Tinsley in a way that might be unhealthy at this point. I feel her pain. I feel her sorrow. I feel her neediness.
I do too.
And watching her collapse on the floor when that
coupon king.
when the undeserving coupon king.
I actually
Presented
like
himself.
Scott.
I
Why?
like him. He's
Why?
cute.
Sweet.
He's cute. He's adorable.
He doesn't do it for me in any way, shape, or form.
Why not?
He's sexless to me. He has no sex appeal.
No.
And I don't even mean like he's not handsome, whatever. He gives no vibes of a sexual being to me. And that's tough.
I've never seen someone so intent, and I have been there.
Right.
Like, I remember when I broke up with a boyfriend of 3 years and I was turning 30. You've been in places in your life where you're like, you suddenly become so panicked. And I didn't get married for many more years, but I get that feeling of like, I must ride this last train out of the station.
I know. It's such a terrible place to be.
It's so desperate. And seeing her, I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
She was so scared to go to Chicago. Oh, it was awful.
She was like doing it all up, her hair, her nails, her pack. Like, and we've all been that.
I mean, but that's
girl.
what she does every day.
It felt more desperate. It felt more important. And then her collapsing
in the way
on the floor.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now, how about, like, I feel like I want to be with you guys and feel bad for her. Mm-hmm. But don't you feel like instead of chasing these guys and like making her life about, maybe she should go take up an activity?
What is this, a romantic comedy?
Can't she just...
But you're asking her to do something that I don't know if that's possible, Deanna.
You're asking her to do something that she cannot.
She can't, join
What
a book
would you
club.
like her to do?
I want her to do something.
This is it.
She can't do something.
Why not?
She cannot do something.
Does
come?
does Dale do something?
Well, I don't know.
She talks to Dale.
Well, Dale knits.
Dale, you're right. Here's the thing. Like, I guess she's on the show, but April said, has been like stunted at age 22.
Right.
Look, it's not a great look, her desperation with Scott, when you view it in light of the fact that her last boyfriend, she was arrested for stalking.
Correct.
It's hard.
Has she learned the lessons? Hard learned? No.
Now
No,
that
I don't believe she
sound
has.
that she made.
That
It was. I mean, to do that with a camera on you.
to do that on the Coupon King.
And then to immediately call Carol and your mommy.
When she called Dale.
And Dale is just as like that kind of pageant mom
Is
who's
Scott
like,
coming for Christmas?
is he coming for Christmas? Let's put doesn't Scott ice skate? I was like, what?
Right. Instead of being dropped into her daughter and clearly this relationship in the moment, she's like, great, we have him. My mind's in Christmas. My mind's in a stocking.
It's like, where is she's getting this from Dale?
She's trying to make him a part of the family. Just that Dale's like, I've already been thinking about his stocking. And you know what I mean? Like, because she's like, if I give him the stocking, he will become one of our family.
The look on his face made me think he's not coming for Christmas.
I know. Although I don't know. I feel like he is more charmed by Tinsley than he should be.
Then we think.
Well, I actually felt like he was kind of engaged with all of her nonsense instead of being like completely weirded out and horrified.
It was just like every single thing she said, we were screaming at the TV. No,
It's all the stuff you shouldn't do.
And when Dale brought up his dog, Winston.
Although he looked touched that Dale had remembered. I feel like Dale wrote in a book, like right after she met him, like, bring up Winston.
Yeah. But then Winston was the ex-girlfriend's dog, and that was...
Guys, I'm saying this. Everyone's going to think, I'm being like joking. I don't know what's going to happen to Tinsley if this doesn't work out. Does anyone know if it is working out currently? Where are we?
I don't think we're working out.
Really?
Although I wonder if there's a big twist, which is that Tinsley ends up perfectly fine, and it's Carol that is devastated when Adam leaves. Oof. The person that's played it so cool, and you got to be mysterious. And it's like, well... As you pointed out, Danielle,
she has one summer left. And we got all hands on deck for this summer, guys. And I'm talking to you, our audience.
Yeah.
Like, this is the last of it. And I think we got to make it good for Carol.
Right. Yeah.
We've got to all do our due diligence.
I'll do my part.
Everyone do their part. This is Carol's last summer, as she has noted.
Jesus Christ.
Because this is the 5th summer, right?
I think it's certainly the 5th season, which to me, a year has passed.
Sure.
But
And we're
everybody,
pulling in on fumes.
much like the marathon, we are.
And look, I'm loving her hair. I'm loving her hair.
Yes, her hair looks
Her
great.
hair
I don't love the
looks
color, but I like the
fantastic.
cut.
I think she looks beautiful.
She looks
She's
absolutely
never looked
beautiful.
better, but she said she had 5 summers left, and we are coming on
Right.
5.
She said this, not us.
I mean, but I'm ready to let Adam go.
Me too.
I am too, but guys, she's like, I do. I've known girls like this, like they're just so not
breezy.
Not as many girls as men write them to be in movies, which is like, she doesn't even care about a relationship, because I don't think that's most women, but she's playing it so breezy in the way she said to Tinsley, hey, went on a date. He says he likes her. I was like, this is pain personified.
Yeah.
We all felt it.
I felt it.
That's not great.
I felt it.
Speaking of pain personified,
When Ramona was at Sur La Top.
with that Nespresso machine taking pictures for Avery, I mean, what are we being treated to? As you pointed
To
out.
open up to that.
Yeah, you pointed out we've been to a lot of blenders and like
A lot of blender stores.
Yeah,
Everyone's looking for a blender. Everybody's juicing. Everybody's.
Sonia's juicing her way right out of her brains. Like, Sonia's not with us this season, I think.
I feel like she's never been more here.
She's never been more coherent.
Here, just like, yeah, she's juicing. She's clear. She's not drinking. As you said, you love her when she dresses.
Like a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like an adult.
I think she's been looking beautiful.
Not in the testimonial, but in
That
the
red,
show.
that dark red lip is not the lip for Sonia.
Yeah.
I'm loving Ramona's short hair in the testimonial.
Oh, she's never looked better.
Never.
I'm tired of seeing Bethany in apartments that have been taken down to the studs, flipping through architectural plans and bitching about how busy she is with her assistants.
I am not here for skinny girl jeans, guys. I am not okay with that.
I did watch a couple of like Insta stories today about the jeans and the outtakes of the photo shoot. There's some terrible jeans, studs down the side. There's like a white jean with white in the front, black in the back jean, which is insane. Ooh. But I think the regular blue jean looks good. And we didn't see that tonight.
That was silence.
We weren't treated to that.
We weren't treated to just the basic blue jean because there's a lot of mishigas with these other jeans.
Well, there was a lot of product placement with these jeans, and then of course the Nivea bottle and Priv. I'm done.
Wait, and we had Priv, Nivea, skinny jeans, knives, and blenders all in one.
That's a lot of.
And the shopping spree at
Henry Bendel's.
That was such a strange. She was like, "What did she say? Like, not every party's for charity." It was like, so what is this party?
We're in a shop.
But like, why is she in? Like, I didn't understand the party.
Because you could go there
and shop.
Well, they were getting she goes, they're getting a little discount. And then we saw Ramona's assistant, which is she was unlikely and yet very likely.
Yeah, she reminded me of Camille's assistant in that she's in the last part of her life.
The latter years. You don't think of an assistant like that.
Well, because assistant to me is a young person's game, much like our dear April was, is that, you know,
right. April has transitioned out
I
of
want
that.
more for that woman. I want more.
Yes, I want her to be living her life in a leisurely manner, not to be running around town for Ramona.
Yeah.
I don't want that for her. And I don't want that man to be running around for Camille.
Right.
They deserve better. I hope as all of us reach the twilight hour of our lives, we're relaxing a little more and working, but at a job that feels more love than running around and buying like Spanx for Ramona. That's just not where I want any of us to be.
Right, and if you're a star in your 70s and 80s and you've had your person with you for the last 40 years, that's different.
Yes, but this is not that case.
That's
We've never seen this woman before.
Right. And Ramona hasn't earned that.
And she has definitely run off 12 other assistants.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
This is not...
Let's just, before we wrap up, let's get into Lou real quick.
Great.
Lou she looked in the Henry Bendel scene as though she smelled of 100 million cigarets.
Terrible thing.
Lou is looking so road hard and put up wet, but it looks good on her. She wears it so well.
Because that's who she's meant to be. You know how like when someone
popped up jean collar and those hoops.
With that dress, that's sort of like Asian inspired.
Well, yesterday and today there was a story. It was such crazy timing. I'm like, did Bravo know that? But they couldn't have. But there was a girl who wore an Asian, traditional Asian dress, a white girl to her prom, and everyone has been in an uproar. And so to see, take two on cultural appropriation by Luann
De Lesseps
was like, it's a tough timing for the dress.
She was like, I got my Chinese wear on.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I have like a wedding album with me and a traditional Chinese dress, but I did marry a Chinese man and I was at a Chinese banquet and my sister-in-laws who are Chinese bought me the dress. So I think I'm good.
Yeah, of course.
But believe me,
no
I'm
one's
nervous.
questioning you.
No.
Okay. I feel like I have enough to back it up, with these photos, but
I don't think Lou has too
Lou
much to
doesn't
back
have
it
that
up.
much to
No,
back
she
it
doesn't
up.
have.
She was basically like, I look Chinese today.
She was like, I'm in my China wear. And she literally presented herself.
Oh dear, she really doesn't
It was
know.
tough.
I mean,
she
it's
really
wild.
doesn't.
Goodness.
I'm not excusing it, but that's
No, it's just
the truth.
she's been living a life. The thing about Luann that I am taking, I'm not taking the cultural appropriation, but I am taking her ability to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, you have to give it to her.
Do we though? Because we are revving up to.
I don't know, Danielle. She's right. She goes, I always forgive and forget. Like, I always move forward.
Believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, the way she talked to Missy, and she's like, "Hi, Missy."
Right.
Who's this, Richard?
And
I'll go to
like,
dinner.
Yeah. And Missy's like, hey Lou. It's just like two broads that have been through it. And they're like, we get along fine. It's the man.
Yeah,
Missy's not a character I care for. I do feel like I don't love Lou, but I'm like, you know what? Lou's in my circle. Stay the fuck out,
Yeah, Missy, I want to say, Ramona, I don't need no more Missy.
Right. But I was
Not
happy to
interested.
see Lou just to like graciously say hello and move over to the bar and catch a Chardonnay. Like it was a nice, you know.
She caught one right up quick.
Yeah.
She was like, see you, Missy White Wine.
And then that weird young guy that asked her out, but like came with Missy.
Richard.
Genuinely questioning if he is a mime because he didn't speak words, but he did work, like body work.
He did a lot of work.
Yeah,
facial work. Spatial work.
He was literally walking his body backwards, but doing facial work, but no sound.
And then he would catch the camera with half his face, almost like a sly wink, and then like back up like a moonwalk.
No, maybe, you know.
And then when Ramona left,
like
was the first to leave her party.
Always.
That is so odd.
Guys, I don't want to say I'm excited, obviously, but like what's happening next week with Dorinda and Bethany in Puerto Rico looks very crazy.
Oh, yeah, we need that. Do you think this episode's like kind of one of those like filler?
Yeah,
but
when we opened it Sur La Table, I was like,
You said that. You're like, oh, guys, we're at Sur La Table. We don't got
we
much.
don't have.
when they were flashing back and forth with these knives, I was like, they're trying to make a thing of like Ramona's talking to someone with knives. Like, no.
Yeah.
Next week.
We got something.
What did Dorinda say when she stormed out?
You ruin everything.
Shit. Dorinda hits her hard. Like she hits her when she's wasted in the spots that like Bethany can't recover from.
Last time she fought with Bethany, she stabbed her own hand.
Forgot
we
about
can
that.
only hope for something.
So,
as
like, we know
tremendous,
we know of which we speak.
right? Yeah.
There's
God damn
Something's
it.
brewing.
Something's good.
Dorinda,
Something's
something's coming.
Something nice is coming.
Could it be? Who knows?
Well, I think that brings us to a close, guys.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I would like to say on our Stitcher Premium episodes this week, we have one Heidi Rose Robbins.
Our beloved astrologer.
Yes, coming to the table, and she has some wonderful things to
It's
say.
an unbelievable episode. She really explains our signs. She explains everyone's signs. She gets into how you read the astrological map, what it can do for your life. I was moved.
Me too. She's one of those presents. Presents. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But she's a presence that you feel, and she had so many interesting things to say about people and their astrology, and it was an amazing interview.
Yeah.
So if you want to get them Stitcher Premium episodes, they're free right now for a
Ooh.
month. So now's the time to cash on in on that.
Don't mind if I do.
And guys, before we leave, I just want to say, look, I apologize for saying boring people need to know how much space they should take up. And I do believe it. This is a Dorit apology, but at the same time, I said that I take stock of myself, and it wasn't great. It came off very angry.
The best news is that if a boring person listens to this, they will never know it's them.
I know. It's
So-
like when you write someone into your screenplay and you're like, oh God, what are they going to say? And they're like, that girl was whack.
Exactly. Like you're golden.
And I would also like to issue an apology, and that is to Karen,
Okay.
because I said that she was an older gal, and nothing wrong with being an older gal.
You
but
said
she
an
is
elder.
An elder, and turns out we are days apart.
Your blood brothers.
I apologize for any sort of it didn't feel like ageism, but now that I see
And Deanna,
it,
do you want to apologize for not plugging Heather's again?
For not plugging it again.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, Heather's. July 10th, everyone. Please keep your minds and your hearts open. It is, I know if you love and obsessed with the movie, you're like, I don't need anything else. This is different. I feel like it has something to say, and I think it's really good. So please watch.
I will
Please,
be.
I'll be front row, and I'm just glad we're all on Earth to enjoy it.
Oh man, am I ever.
Thank
and
you,
I
D.
feel, by the
Rodman.
way, D. Rodman. I feel genuinely, I was so wound up about nuclear war. I would wake up in a panic and go, okay, I'm here. Like I would wake up and go, okay, I'm still here.
Okay, when's Heather's coming on?
Yeah. So like, I gotta tell you, I feel good.
You do seem like lighter energy.
I am. I believe we're in a new area.
I feel like you now feel you've got staying power.
I do. Honestly, I do. Hand to God.
Wow.
We're here.
That makes me feel good. Thank
We
you.
are here. I don't know, we're going to have bumps in the road, clearly. I mean, it's a bumpy ride right now, but we are here.
We are here.
I don't know that we are here because I don't pay attention to what's happening around me.
Yeah.
Guys,
What a time.
thank you, Deanna.
Oh my
you
God.
so much,
Thank you guys
Deanna
for
Cheng.
having me.
Thank you, April. Thank you, Earwolf.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, DR. Have a good night or day.
Bye.
Hey guys, unfortunately I have some bad news. My name is Hayes. I'm here with my friend Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean.
We're the hosts of Hollywood Handbook. They asked us to come onto the show and break the news to everyone that the show you were just listening to is unfortunately broken.
Yeah, it's really just one of those things. Every once in a while, a podcast fully breaks and you can't listen to it for a while it's under construction. Sort of, when they shut down the roads and there's like detour signs so that you can still get where you're going, even though it's not the way that you wanted to go. You can detour over to Hollywood Handbook, listen to our podcast instead, just until this podcast is fixed.
Our podcast is running, and I think the podcast you were listening to is going to be broken for about a year.
And honestly, when those detours happen, sometimes I find
You
a new
discover,
route,
make new little discoveries.
better route.
Yes, and find like a roadside diner that's so interesting. The hosts of it are very smart. So listen to Hollywood Handbook. It's a guide to Hollywood, but it's not even really
fake.
that
It
anymore.
sucks.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.